Hey, how's it going? And today this is the last verse tutorial I'm going to be doing for this week. But this is just a super simple one called press button print string. So I believe the easiest way to learn verse is just by learning these super little functions, and then things will gradually start making sense. So I'm just in an empty island template, and I'm just going to delete this one spawner. And to do this, we're going to need a button device. And normally I don't use buttons, but I wanted to use a button because it is a little different in that it needs a little something extra when you write the function for it. So anyway, there's a button in the scene. And now what we'll do is I'll clear my search bar. I'll go back up here to this project content level. I'll go to the Verse Explorer. I'll right click. And I'm just going to leave this called Hello World device. And we'll just go create. And as I usually do, I've got the code written for this already. We're going to come in here. We're just going to go ahead and click this to get into the code. And we're going to just go ahead and delete all this. And I'll just go to Notepad and I'm just going to copy this. And I'll just review this real quickly, this code. And I'll Control V. Okay, so again, up top here, we just have the modules, the standard modules. And then we have our Hello World, which creates an instance of a creative device for us. And then here, I guess I could have a space in here. We've created an editable, which we need to create a reference to our button device. And if you want to know more about what a button device can do, you just press Control and click, and it'll take you to all the things that it can do. Where it bogs down is sometimes it's not clear what arguments need to be passed. So that's sometimes confusing. Oops, I didn't mean to close that. I click back over here. And so what we do is my button is the variable, the reference really to the button device, our button device that we're going to link to. And then here on begin play, we reference this. And then there's this interacted with event. And you'll see that here. If you come in here, you'll see we have interacted with event. And then there's also one that's called set interaction text. So I thought I'd go ahead and just throw that in here too. So we just go on begin play, my button, which references this variable, and then these are the two methods within here. So this is when we basically interact with event. The subscribe lets us create a function that we can call to here. So I've created this function. But when you're creating a function for a button, you have to put an agent in there, which is the player. So if you're writing a function for this particular interacted with event, you've also got to add the agent into here, which is the player reference. So it's going to be display message when the agent presses it, and this is just here the print string. So, and then the second one is my button, which again references this set interaction text. And to do that, we have to create a message type variable over here. And so we just have the variable name button text. It has to be localized. That's the message type. And then you can just type in whatever message you want here. And so we just got to put button text in here because that's our message. It's not always clear, from looking at this documentation, what goes in here, what this is about, what type of variable needs to be put in these parentheses. So here, the type is for this one, it's a message type, and this is how you have to set it up with this localizes specifier. And so that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward, I think. Once you just kind of read through the documentation, get an idea of just what this little bit of code does, I think it'll help you quite a bit. I know it's helped me to break it down like this in very basic functions. So once we're done with that, we're just going to go up here to verse and build. And we need to drag our creative device into the scene and then link it to our button. And then we just can go ahead and launch the session. And this is very simple, and I'll be back as soon as this is done. Okay, so we're back, and I'll just go start game. And all this is going to do is when I press this button, you'll see there's our interaction text there. And then all I have to do is hit E, upper left hand corner. You see it prints a string every time I press the button. So this is the key to beginning to create interactions, more complex interactions. Is, I press that button, it prints a string. Well, if I can press this button and print a string, well, there's a lot of other things I could do. I could make a HUD device show. I could do whatever with any other device. So it gives me an entryway into being able to use the verse language to control other things and make other things happen with programming logic. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Take care, have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.